Welcome back to Apple Pie's English School's Teaching Time with Ken. You can see up here at the top, yeah, it's very small, but you have 4 P's of marketing we did a couple weeks ago. 7 steps to meeting somebody for the first time was last week, and then today we're going to do cheap, fast, and good, as I mentioned last week. So what is the meaning of this? So in the middle of the cheap, fast, and good is we have a product or a service. So any product or service that you want, when you think about it, if you want a service, or if you want to create a service, if you own a company and you want to create some kind of service, you have to think about these 3 adjectives: fast, cheap, and good. So is it cheap? Is it cheap enough for me? Thinking about the prices, of course. How do you think the prices are going? So when you look at this pyramid, the point of this pyramid is you can have 2 of the 3, but you can't have all 3. So you can have a cheap product, you can have a good product, you can have a fast product, fast service. You can have 2 or 3, but you can't have all 3. For example, you could have a cheap and fast product, or you could have a fast and good product, or of course a good and cheap product. So you can have all of these, so good and cheap, or fast and cheap, or if fast you like fast and good, fast and cheap, or good, of course, good and fast, or good and cheap. So you can have 2 of the 3, but you can't have all 3, is where this pyramid comes from. For example, last night when I went to an Italian restaurant, which will remain nameless, but where they made us wait, even though the restaurant was half empty, they made us wait at least 15 minutes with lots of tables available. So of course, 15-minute wait just to enter a restaurant that's half empty is not fast. It's on the opposite. It's of course very slow, because after we sit down, we have to take time to order, take time for food to come, and even the food came, I guess, quicker. But by the time we ordered, it wasn't fast anymore. But how about good? Was it good? Yes, it was delicious. They have some pizza and spaghetti, and they had a salad, and it was a great deal. Sorry. It was for the quality of it. It was delicious. It filled me up. And on the idea of cheap, was it cheap? Yes, it was cheap. It was a reasonable price, including all-you-can-eat pizza. So the spaghetti and the salad and dessert and the drink come as a set. But the pizza is all you can eat. You can get as much as you want. So you can get even 10 or 20, and it was actually back to good. It was not only cheap, but it had lots of variety. Sometimes some places like this, they'll just keep coming out with the same pizza, like sausage, pizza, sausage, or pepperoni, pepperoni, pepperoni. But actually, they had about 30 pizzas on their menu of possible pizzas they're making. And each time they came out, like, do you want some more pizza? You have a sign saying, okay, yes. And each time came out with a different one. So they had a lot of variety. So the variety made it good as well. And of course, the quantity made it cheap. It was worth the deal. It filled me up. So even I'm full still today. So of course, that restaurant is good and cheap, but it wasn't fast. So you could go to a place like McDonald's. So people always confused, why do I love going to McDonald's? I love going to McDonald's because, of course, it's cheap and fast. It's not good. I don't go to McDonald's because I love their menus, but of course because it's fast food. I know if I want something quickly and cheaply, I can go there and pick up something. So of course, I can do both of these. And then of course you can also sometimes have fast and good products where they can get to you quickly, and it's a good product as well. Maybe I was trying to think of something like Netflix or some of those streaming services. They're very quick now. They've gotten much better, and they're good. They have lots of, it might not be cheap, depends on your opinion, but lots of services and lots of different brand new shows they're coming out with. So of course, fast and good. Or that restaurant that I went to last night, Italian restaurant, was good and cheap. Or fast food restaurants like McDonald's, of course, are fast and cheap, but not necessarily good. So when you create a product or a business, or when you want a product or a business, of course, think about these 3 things. Which is important for me today or tomorrow? which do my customers want, and or if you're the customer, which do I want? Like, okay, I can give up on cheap. I don't want the price, but I want good and fast then. Okay, thank you again for listening to Teaching Time with Kim, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. So if you have any comments, write them below, or give us a like, or of course subscribe to our channel. So we try to come out with these videos every day. So have a good day and see you tomorrow.